Hey everyone, Cyril here. I didn't plan on it, but I finally broke down and did it. I bought a Starlink. Which seems crazy since we're in the trees up here in Washington, but we're leaving here shortly. We're going to be headed into clearer territories, I guess, if you want to call it that. More open. I've been having some issues with some of my cellular, and what do I want to say here? We're going into Canada next year, which our cellular doesn't work in Canada, so we're going to need that 2 months of Starlink that allows us to carry over. And the pricing was right, so I figured it's time to start looking at it, playing with it, testing it, and seeing how it's going to work. And they've got a $5 a month plan that gives you basically 500 kilobytes of download, unlimited, that just lets me test it and use it for almost nothing cost-wise. So we're going to go through an unboxing today, see what it's got in it, what I need beyond that. And then we're going to, for now, set it up as a portable unit, look at getting it activated. And then later we'll be hard installing it on the roof. So let's get started. And I suppose I should mention that we bought this from mobilemustaves.com. It is the high performance wedge mount RV package for $14.99. We did not get any discounts. We're not sponsored. We bought it with our own money. So let's open the box. And I don't know how much the unboxing really matters, as I'm sure there's a lot of videos out there. Actually, I kind of like that. That's a plastic, not paper. So this could go back into the box and actually be pretty well protected. That's cool. I was going to say there's probably lots of videos out there on unboxing, but I apparently did not see anything about this. So this should be the same dish that is the high performance without the mount, and I think it's discounted if I'm not mistaken, because it's the RV kit. What is this? They said there's a power supply in it. So is this a router or is this a power supply? It does not tell me. Okay. There's obviously a power cord. There's a cable here. Which is the Starlink cable. Okay. And then we've got, we've got the dish, regulatory notices, silicone, parts for assembling, screws for putting it into the deck and mounting it, and a Cat 5 cable, Cat 6 probably. Alright, so that's what's in the box. And, okay, let me think. Let me look. Okay, so one side, this side goes to the Starlink. This side goes to your network. This can plug in inside. Wonder how long that cord is and where I can put this. Thinking outside the box here, outside the video on how I'm going to go about doing this, but alright, well for the moment I think that's it. We'll bring you back once I've figured out how I'm doing some of this. Okay, so testing has started. We have the Starlink plugged into the WAN port on our Pepway router up in the cupboard. Cable is coming out the door, down across, with the power supply currently sitting on the counter next to the air fryer. It goes down behind the cat tree, through the wall. Hey Frosty, say hi to everybody. Says nope. Have it coming out of the slide. Somewhere there's a cable there running along the ground, and then we have the dish just sitting up on the back of Blue. So that is our test. And I'll give it a few days, and then I'll come back into this video and we will give you an update on what we find. Right now it's searching for obstructions, which I'm sure it's going to get lots of them with these trees. But it can't get a much harder test than what we have here today. So, all right, we'll see you guys in a few days. Okay, played with the Starlink for a week or so back in Washington. I'm actually really impressed with how well it did for being buried in the trees the way we were, but there were a lot of drops. It really wasn't a sustainable use, but I didn't expect it to be either. So now we're going to work on getting a mount up on the roof. We are in Rapids, well, almost in Rapid City. We're in Spearfish. Let's see, so I bought a combiner box from mobilemusthave.com. I'll put a link in the description to it. This is kind of what it looks like. It's got up to 6 ports you can bring in. Right now I just have them all as blanks. Comes with a hole in the bottom and a sleeve. We took it, we laid it out on the roof, drew a line, measured inside, decided I wanted to move it further over. So I adjusted the hole, and because this rubber roof will not drill with a hole saw, we put it in, and then we used a razor knife to cut around the edge of the hole saw so that we could get a clean hole. That's the piece I took out. So now we're going to go and drill a hole through the roof. Okay, that's got our hole drilled. Now we're going to have to open up the insulation so the sleeve can go down through. Not too big a deal. It'll either work with my fingers, or we'll use a razor knife or the hole saw. Might just use the hole saw. Might be the easiest way to do it. That was easy. That got the membrane that I'm trying to get through. So now we got to work a hole all the way to the bottom so the cables will be able to go through. I'll do that in a minute, and then we'll bring you back. Well, that's all the way through. That's what it's going to look like for now. We can order a longer thing to go all the way through, longer sleeve, which we can do later. Not too worried about that at the moment. We are drilled all the way through to the inside. So now I'm going to go find my butyl tape for underneath that and dig out my screws and my God, I'm getting horrible on names, whatever this stuff's called. Self-leveling compound. Anyway, can't think of the name of it for the life of me right now. Anyway, we'll get this all sealed. And then we'll come back. So that now has the box in, the die core is around it, sealing it up. I can get my cable through and out onto the roof, and then from there I can figure out what we're doing for mounting the dish. But we'll have a watertight entry. And this sleeve comes right out. I'd get a longer sleeve, a 6-inch. I can put that in at a later date. We go through the inner roof all the way and keep it clean. So, all right, let me put the cable in and we'll bring you back. We're now starting to work on the Starlink mount. It comes with rubber washers, which we are putting in underneath. We have already lost my holes. Always hard trying to do things with one hand. I'll need two hands for this. Rubber washers underneath, plastic washers over the top, and we've got metal washers and stainless bolts to bolt it down. All right, I'll bring you back in a minute. That is mounted down. We've got our screws basically ready in the Starlink. So now we need to not get into our die core or fall off the roof. All right, we need to put the dish onto the mount, move all of my stuff so it's not underneath, and then we can hook it up. We can go inside and test it out. And with that, I think our installation for today is complete. I need to come up and snug up the screws on the back holding it down, but for now I'll go down inside, get the inside hooked up, and see what happens. Hey everyone, we're back in America's mailbox in Rapid City. The Starlink installation is complete. We've had a few days to try to test it, although in all honesty, most of what we were dealing with was an issue with our router, and it took us until here just a day or two to get that resolved. In the meantime, our Starlink has kicked over to the 500 kilobit plan from the 50 gig that we were on when we set it up. So we really have not had an opportunity to do much testing, but we've watched what it's doing in the background under priority 2, and it seems to have a pretty solid connection. We're not going to be able to test download speeds unless I'm willing to pay to bump the plan up, and I want to keep it at the $5 plan for 500 kilobit, because the intent for it is to use it as a backup. If we're somewhere where we don't have cell service, we can at least do text, email, critical functions. I probably will test and see what it will do on video, because I've heard that it can possibly do video if other things aren't running, low-grade video. So we'll see what happens there. May or may not keep you apprised of that as that goes forward. But I wanted to let you know that we're real happy with how it's set up and working. The combiner box worked perfectly, so I will recommend that. I think that's really all I got for you, so we'll leave here and head for Texas. When we get to Texas, we may kick back over to the 50 gig, because cell service where we're headed to our friend's place in Novice is almost non-existent. We may go on to the Starlink, and if that's the case, we'll probably do a short update on how it functions. But anyway, that's it for now. Want to get this video out so you guys can see it, because it's Friday and this goes out at midnight Sunday morning. So see you guys in Texas, and have a great weekend. I guess it's Sunday morning for you guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.